Good morning and welcome to Tuesday. Is it Tuesday or is it Wednesday? What day is it? Wednesday. Hey, it's been a tough week. Welcome to Wednesday. It is Hump Day. I'm Joe Jaquin, CEO of the Patriot Trading Group, and our toll-free number 800-951-0592. The website at allamericangold.com. And how you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful day. The weather has been very, very, very nice here in the Valley of the Sun. Cooler temperatures on the way. Colorado, we're bracing. Could be a monster storm. Well, I call it a monster. We don't know yet. Just like, anybody who says they know what the markets are going to do on any given day, the weathermen are the same. We're hearing anywhere from a foot and a half to up to 4 feet of snow on the Front Range over the weekend. We have our event on Friday. We're going to wait. We're going to wait to see. Right now, our Friday event will be a go. If for whatever reason the snow gets there early, it's actually not supposed to get here till the weekend. I know Jason said it's already snowing a little bit today. But if it gets to the point where we think it's going to be hazardous to get to and from the station, we'll put the word out. But otherwise, our event this Friday from 5 to 9, Steve Stars and Rick Rodriguez will be speaking. Subway in Johnstown is going to be handling the catering. So make sure you guys get into that Subway in Johnstown and tell them 1360 sent you. And Cathay Athens, don't forget them. They sponsored the event last week. And we'll keep you posted. We'll keep you posted as the weather, as we see how the weather plays out. You know how it's this and it's that, and then it turns out to be nothing, and then the other half of the time they say it's the mother, and it is. And if it is, we'll act accordingly. Daylight savings time is coming this weekend. I guess Sunday into Monday. Just to let you know that there is no change to Phoenix, no change to Colorado as far as when this show is on. It'll be the exact same time it's always on. There's a little bit of change for us here. I'll be connected with the Colorado radio station, where right now I connect through the Phoenix radio station. Then Jason and Brian got work that they have to do, but and that's kind of right when the big stuff's supposed to come down. So be prepared for that. Hopefully, we're ready. I remember the first time we were told we had to deal with daylight savings time. Because, remember, when we started with the radio, we had no idea what we were doing. None. I mean, boy, that was really, really scary. Today, we're just kind of, Jason and I talked about it today, and I said, I go, it's kind of nice to, I'm not really too concerned about it. That's probably when as soon as you let your guard down, they get you. But I think we've kind of figured out how to do this now. So that's happening this weekend. So for those of you, several states are trying to get rid of it altogether. Arizona, we don't have it. The reasons why they have it really don't apply anymore. It'd be really nice if we didn't have to do that. That's just my 2 cents. It creates extra work and screws up your sleep and everything else, but that's happening this weekend. Don't forget about our CBD products. They are the absolute best of the best. Shout out, we had a customer last night place a big order. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. We've got stuff for you. We got stuff for your pets. You name it, we've got it. Talking about the guys at My Kind, I was thinking a lot about this. These guys are like artists. We've learned a lot about how all of this stuff works. And these guys are, they do the best of the best. There are so many ways with CBD products to cut costs, to do it cheap, to have inferior products. The purity of the CBD from My Kind. And again, remember, we put nothing on the website. nothing that isn't independently lab certified. I see all of it. And they don't have any of the chemicals in there. They don't use any harsh chemicals. It's all organic from start to finish. Obviously, it's all made in Colorado, all produced in Colorado. The hemp's grown there. I mean, that's hard to do. That's rare to find. But the quality, and they don't use the seed. They use the flower, which, believe me, that makes a huge difference in the quality of the product and the purity of the product that you're receiving. I mean, these guys are, you're talking about like 96, 97, 98% pure, which is off the charts. And for what you're getting, our price is the cheapest in the country out there, and it can help you in so many different things. Go out to 1360 KHNC, hit the shopping cart button, and you'll see all the products there. I'm sold. I am sold. It's part of my regular routine. I upgraded to the 3,000 milligram. I'm going to update you. I want to give it for the rest of this week. So next Monday, something's happening. And I don't know if it's just pure luck or it's because I made a change in what I'm doing. Give me a few more days. If it continues to hold, I'll tell you about it, because it'd be something, if it helps me, I know it'll help everybody else out there. Listen, but when we get back, we had the biggest joke inflation data maybe ever, and everybody's worried about tomorrow, and I'll tell you why. 800-951-0592. Gold and silver pretty flat today. Gold at, hold on here, I got to get the screen up. I had it up. 17.17. Silver right above $26 to the ounce after we had CPI data, which I don't even know that should we even report it? Well, it just proves my point. You can have inflation be whatever number you want it to be. If you are in make-believe land, which apparently the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the Federal Reserve, and our government are. You know, I've given so many different examples. My favorite example is automobile prices. As I reported, what was it? Was it early this week? It was either late last week, early this week. All-time record highs and these are just loans financed, dollar amounts financed, right? We already know new vehicle prices, used vehicle prices are all-time record highs. But for the average person out there, what they care about is what? They care about what's the payment. Yeah, I know it costs what it costs. How much is it going to cost me a month is usually the most they care about. That's why, think about it. It used to be you couldn't even get a used car loan for longer than 3 years back in the 70s and the 80s. Couldn't do it. Heck, barely could get a new car loan for 3 years. Then it went to 5. Now I think you can get 8, right? Used cars, I think you can get, depending on the car, I think you can get up to 6 years just to try to get that payment low or lower. And think about it. We have fake interest rates, which allow for the payment to be as low as possible. We've expanded the duration of the loans. And yet I told you last week, all-time record high payments for both new and used cars. That's just one example. Another example, according to the data, the one where the Jay Powell, and they tell you, oh, we just can't get this 2% inflation, and they get all sad. Right? And it's the biggest problem today. Do you know since 1997, which pardon me, I think that's 14 years, the Federal Reserve and the Bureau of Labor Statistics tell us that there has been zero inflation when it comes to automobiles. None. That's a fact. Matter of fact, it wasn't until, I think, last year they actually said it was down, right? Slightly over, 16 years. And of course they tell you, oh, well, the car is better. We got a backup camera. We can warm your ass or cool it down. You didn't have that before. I mean, think about in the 70s, you had to hand crank the window. Now you hit the button. And it's so laughable because what ingenuity wasn't happening in the 1700s, the 1800s, the 1900s. I mean, right? Obviously, it does. That shouldn't cost you more. But again, they want to pretend. We know housing is at all-time record highs. Not me, not because I say so. That's what they say. So today, they came out, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, they came out what they call the CPI, Consumer Price Index. Now, it sounds wonderful, doesn't it? Consumer and prices. And of course, it's an index. Right? So you would have things, you would think if you're doing, obviously, shelter would have to be paramount to this, right? Automobiles probably got to be paramount to this. Food prices got to be pretty important. Utility cost, right? Things of that, gasoline, right? I mean, all this stuff. Car insurance, medical insurance, right? Do you factor in co-pays and all that other stuff? The cost of prescription drugs, the stuff that we need to actually live every single day. We would imagine that would be in there. And it used to be in there, all that stuff. But the problem was the bankers didn't like it because the reason why that stuff became more expensive was they were printing more money, period. I mean, it's pretty simple. Now they want to pretend that all the money printing isn't leading to the inflation. Well, how did this miracle all of a sudden happen? I mean, did Jesus himself come down from heaven and magically turn the water into wine, but instead he turned high inflation into no inflation? I know. He somehow changed the laws of economics. Yes. Of course, even though he warned us about the money changers, he came down and somehow did this. It's an absolute miracle. Maybe we should make the bankers saints. Right? Isn't the rule in sainthood, right? You have to perform a couple of miracles. Well, I mean, Jay Powell's got to be a saint. Alan Greenspan's got to be a saint. Must be. Because I'm looking at the data that they put out today. And again, I don't know how this is true. Do you know, according to the Federal Reserve, the bankers, and the Bureau of Labor Statistics, housing costs got cheaper? Yeah, it's in there. Matter of fact, it's at a 10-year low. You heard me right. According to today's data, housing, Uh, Inflation for shelter is at a 10-year low. Now, did they use mortgages? No. I know, how about the actual cost of homes? Oh, no way. No, double, calm it down. We're not taking that number. Okay, all right. Since, 60% of people own their home in this country, and of course that's what they tell us. We're not really sure. It's close. Let's not use that number. How about the 40% thing? Because the other 40% are renters. Did you take rents? Well, no. All right. Well, did you have some form of rents, mortgages, and home prices and combined into a number? Oh, no. We created something different. Oh. You did. Is it based on any proven way that everyday Americans actually pay for shelter? Well, of course not. Because if we did that, right? And think about it, housing always goes up. They've told us this forever, and look at where we're at. No, they use a thing, they call it rent or shelter equivalent. I kid you not. I actually don't know what's in it. I can't find it. I've looked, and maybe I just don't know how to Google good enough. But yes, you have to believe that housing affordability, rent, and they call it shelter, is at a 10-year low. Now, maybe because 20 million people are paying their rent, so technically they're paying nothing right now. At least I would be like, okay. Yeah, if nobody pays, then I guess it could be at a 10-year low, of course, but that's not why. Guess what else they said? Energy. Okay. Energy. Down 3.8%. Where may that be? Whose energy prices went down? Anywhere. But I'm just telling you, that's what they say. Energy commodities down 8.7%. What? What commodity are they talking about? It must be some energy we don't use. Right? Fuel and other fuels. I like that one. Fuels and other fuels. Down 7.6%. By the way, the month before they said that number was down 15%. Again, I'm just telling you things that can. Matter of fact, I will say this. They did admit to one fuel, only one, being higher. And by the way, this is November, December, January, all negatives. And big negatives. Except one month, one fuel, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, had an increase. Obviously, right? We all know, what are you talking about? But the fuel was ready. Propane. Maybe it was because of what happened in Texas. I don't know. Kerosene and firewood. Yeah, apparently they keep track of that firewood. They said that fuel for 1 month had an increase of 7.7%. Motor fuel. November, down 19.4%. December, down 15.3%. January, down 8.7%. Again, I can't make it up. I'm just telling you what they're saying. How about gasoline prices? By the way, gasoline, pretty much the exact same numbers for gasoline. So according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, gasoline prices got cheaper. They've been cheaper. By anywhere, ready for this? From anywhere from 8.6% to 19.3%. Yeah, that's in the data today. And again, listen, I'm not making it up. I'm just telling you, this is the bull crap we have. I'm tired of it. This is what they're trying to get you to believe, that somehow homes are at 10-year lows. Right? There's deflation in home prices and shelter. Gasoline got cheaper. The one thing they did say that got your electric bill, though, that went up. But that only went up 1%. So don't worry about it. Everything's great. They can't get to 2% inflation. I just don't know why.
Yes,
800-951-0592. Owner equivalent rents is what they like to call it. Sure. But hey, I was reading some of these analysts and their comments about the CPI today. Because I thought, okay, come on. Somebody's going to just be like, dude, what a pile of steaming dog crap, right? Somebody. Oh, no. No, I heard one guy say, well, we won't see a big increase in the CPI till airline prices and hotel prices pick up. Now, obviously, they're not renting a hotel here in Arizona. But who the hell gives a crap about an airline ticket when it comes to, hey, I'm trying to provide for my family? What kind of nonsense is this? And this is the core problem. And again, like I said, if we want to pretend, let's pretend. We can pretend. Right? And everywhere I talk about, just remember some of the conversations. I know a lot of people. I know a lot of business owners. My friends in the restaurant industry all tell me the same thing. Every time I order, prices are up. It's not always the same ingredient. But you're a restaurant. You got to order this. You got to order that. You order the same types of stuff, right? Well, we got to order this many French fries and this many chicken wings and this many burgers and steaks, and we got to order the lettuce and the tomato and the onion. We got to order the booze. And all of those things. It's over and over and over, and month after month after month. They said every single time prices are up. Told you about my car dealer friend. Throw the Kelly Blue Book out the window. Prices for vehicles are jumping $500 to $1,000 a month. A month. And they're telling us that vehicle prices hasn't changed in 24 years. And this is the problem. And listen, it's fine, right? You can make it be anything you want. Let's just not count it. Or let's count it differently. Or let's create some methodology. Kind of like, well, if your electricity bill goes up, you'll just use less. Right? You'll turn up the thermostat, right? That old chestnut. And we're sitting here, and this is why we continue to slowly rot from within. Where's the accountability? Where in the media is anybody standing up saying, okay, dude, I don't even want to report nonsense. You know, they talk about fake news. Where's Twitter? Where's Facebook? Where are you in banning the Bureau of Labor Statistics report today? It's fake news. It's not true. None of this is true. But again, see, they don't want to ban fake news. That's never been the goal. What they want to ban is the truth. Period. They only want you to believe what they tell us. Right? So, I'm just so you know, think about this. For the last 10 years, the central bank says we've never had inflation of 2%. Doesn't exist. Isn't happening. Can you name me anything that's less expensive today? You know, even phones, remember when cell phones got cheaper? Remember when that happened? Where did that go? By the way, see, Apple had to cut production 20%. You know, I guess the stimulus check's not enough to buy a new Apple phone. I don't know. But they don't want us to know the truth, because the truth would be, hey, you've ruined our economy. Think about what they're going to pass. By the way, it's either today or tomorrow. I think it's today. I think Biden today is signing the $1.9 trillion stimulus. Every state is in some process of reopening. Right? I think we're closing in on half the states that are pretty much just open. And the other half are on their way. Why do we need more checks then? Why are we going to continue to pay for people not to work? I don't understand. I mean, the government gave us a report. What was it? Last Friday. That said that we created, I forget, it was some ridiculous 330,000 jobs in a single month. That's what they said. Then why are we still paying all these people? Why do we need any stimulus at all? Let's see. We've got no inflation. We just created 330,000 jobs. Who was it? Morgan Stanley says we may grow more than China this year. So why do we need $1.9 trillion more dollars? Or is the numbers just simply fake? Wouldn't it be great? I would love it if we could get the Bureau of Labor Statistics, get the central bankers, and strap up the lie detector test on them. Right? And have them see. You know what my guess is? They're so messed up that in their own minds, they probably believe their own bullcrap. I mean, these guys are bovine specialists of epic proportions. And all of us are sitting here wondering how this could be true when more and more of us, let's face it, we just send out checks now. Listen, and again, they're talking about another stimulus at the end of the year. They need to send out more checks. Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back after the break. How do we know it's a bubble? How about this headline? Dow jumps 400 points to hit a record after tame inflation data. And again, it doesn't track inflation. It's just data. It's not inflation data. It's just made up piles of crap. I mean, that's what it is. I wish my vocabulary was bigger so I could use fancier words. It truly is amazing. And it's sad. Listen, we are a nation that is dependent upon our government now. This stimulus, it's disgusting in every way. And again, there was no reason for any of this stuff. There really wasn't. All this shutdowns, was it worth it? You know, someone did a study between California and Florida. I would venture to say, so population-wise, two of the biggest states we've got, okay? One on the East Coast, one on the West Coast. I don't know that matters so much, but, you know, their economies are fairly similar in that a lot of tourism. They both got Disney. You know, I don't know, but I throw that in there, right? Florida's got an older population. There's little retirees. One of them closed in at or near the tightest restrictions on the planet, right? On at least in the U.S., California. And Florida was definitely one of the ones on the other side, right? One of the loosest. Do you know that they ranked 25th and 29th? And this is all, you know, adjust percentages. Their percentage, number of people that got COVID per million, number of people that died of COVID per million. I mean, they were right next to each other. Matter of fact, Florida had a little higher death rate, and I say a little. It was a little higher death rate. About 100 more people per million. So, you know, just think of the percentage that is 0.0001. That was the difference in the death rate. Give or take a zero, okay? Give or take a zero. And now we've spent, after this bill, after the president signs it today, this will make $6 trillion in total. And they can lie about inflation and say it's not happening. But it is. How about that brawl? Did you see that fight at, I don't know, what was it, Bath and Body Works? I spent everywhere. You've had to have seen it. It was here in Arizona at Fashion Square Mall, which is the hoitiest mall that we've got. Over line cutting. That's what it was about. Someone cutting in line. Why do you think people are acting this way? The insurrection, if you will. What's happening, still happening in Portland and Seattle and all of these things that just leave you scratching your head. And it really all boils down to they lie to us every single day. Every day. People are stressed to the max. They just are. Because everything's so damn expensive. People getting married later and later. People having kids later and later. People living at their parents' house later and later. What do you think that's all about? What do you think that's all about? And this is the realities. We're not prospering. We're not thriving. You know, we're getting by on a government handout. And not all of us, listen, I don't mean to broad brush it, but let's face it, you got 50, 60 million people. of a nation of 300 million that need government assistance every single month. I hope you're ready. Because they can pretend that it doesn't exist, but the realities say it does and say it's only getting worse. Every major survey, you survey any small business owner, any big business owner, any medium-sized business owner, any manufacturer out there, they all tell you inflation expectations are through the roof. And it's going to get here. Well, it's already here. And when this whole thing comes undone, if you don't have your gold and silver put away, it's going to be a lot more painful. That's all. It's going to be painful anyway. Let me tell you what's happening silver-wise. Today is the last day for my prices on junk silver. $255 on half dollars, $240 a roll on quarters, $120 a roll on dimes. Prices went up again. What I have to pay to get junk silver has risen 62.5% over spot. What I have to pay over spot jumped 62.5% in the last 2 weeks. True story. There's nothing out there. People are still trying to deliver silver to their customers that they had ordered in January and February. Not us, but everybody else. When we get back, I got a gold special that we'll talk about. It's very limited, but take advantage of it. Patriot Radio News Hour, final segment coming up. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Gold is unchanged today. Yep. Not up, not down. 17. Silver off just a little, off about 5 cents. $26.10. The Dow's up 400 points because there's no inflation. And if you believe that, a monkey just flew out of my butt. Specials today. Okay, so I got 2 different gold items. One of these we ran this several months ago, and I think it lasted about an hour, give or take. I've got 20, what we call the 3 little Indians. So there are 3 Indians that were minted by the U.S. government. The $10 Indian, the $5 Indian, and the $2.50 Indian. And a lot of you already know the story. They stopped. The Indians were the fractional pieces that went along with the $20 St. Gaudens. So 1908 through gold confiscation in 1933. But the Indian, the $5 and the $2.50 Indian had the infused design, which means they actually engraved into the coins. They had never done that before, and as far as I know, they've never done it since. But they thought that these Indians carried the plague. My uncle would have told you that this is where the expression, don't put that in your mouth, you don't know where it's been. So they stopped minting Indians from like 1916 to like 1925, and they didn't make a lot of these, so they have a higher premium. I've got 20 sets, so you'll get a 10, which is the female Lady Liberty, the 5, which is the best coin I think we've ever made, and the $2.50. Both of those have the male Indian. I'm sure that somehow this would now be considered a racist coin of some sort for some reason. I'm not sure. If Dumbo was racist, I guess these coins would have to be. I've got 20 sets. You're going to save $60 buying them together. $2,095 for a set of Indians. You'll get a 10, a 5, and a 2.5. $2,095. And then if you're looking for, hey, what's the best value you've got today? $10 Liberties. Okay, so this is the series before the Indian. I've got about 150. So I got a good amount of these $10 Liberties at $1,025. So two $10 Liberties would be $2,050. That's $25 less than 20. Anytime fractional gets below that, below the cost of a 1 ounce, that's always good value. So you got a couple of options here. The Three Little Indians at $2,095. The $10 Liberty at $1,025 at 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. God bless everybody. We'll be back tomorrow. I wonder what miracles they'll come up with next.